Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Wednesday, November 26th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So ticker symbol number one, we were looking at CETY. Big mover today, no doubt about it, and now some very well-defined areas from a technical standpoint. So let's first start off by talking about the main area of resistance, or at least right around the main area. And I say that, whoops, let's try that again. There we go. Because we have, it's not exact. I mean, it's more so just kind of a general range, right up around 285. You can see right here, the price didn't hit it, or price went actually slightly above it, basically hit it right there. So just right around this general area. Again, if you want to call it a little bit something different, that's fine, because at the end of the day, the point trying to be conveyed is very clearly right now, there are sellers up around this area of the chart. So that's just an area that you're going to want to keep an eye on from a potential area that could be a problem. Now, on the good news front, if the price is able to push up through there, then yeah, that would be a breakout. And while there's no guarantees, it is plausible to think that that could generate some good upside buying pressure. On the flip side of things, very clean upwards trend line right there. I mean, just going back to the history of things, you can see it's been doing a great job of providing support whenever the price has been down around there. So if there is any sort of pullback, as long as the price stays above there, then in my opinion, nothing to worry about at all. No price can go straight up. So pullbacks are just part of the game. And as long as any pullback, again, stays above that line, like I said, in my opinion at least, the overall trend is still perfectly fine. But no doubt about it, some great movement today. Next one here, RUBI, and we have ourselves a good quality pattern here. So let's get this pattern drawn into play. So first part of the pattern is more so just this overall resistance level right there. And you could put a little bit of a different angle on that. But again, what I'm just trying to convey is the fact that there's some consolidation going on. And then here's the bottom part of the pattern. Let's change that to green to represent support. And then to keep it all the same color, hopefully make it easier to see, there's our area of resistance. There's our area of support. Big upwards move right there. And then for you golfers, try to make it a little bit more visual, put the golf hole down here. This would be a bull pennant pattern. Now, just because something's a bullish pattern does not mean that for sure guaranteed if the price comes right here and breaks up through there, that's going to create upside buying pressure and a great movement. My point here is it is at least valid. Is it at least a rational question to throw out there as a possibility? Absolutely. So again, no guarantees, but more than a valid question to throw out there that if the price does break through that level, that could generate some upwards buying pressure. So if you like penny stocks and if you like bull pennants, definitely keep an eye on it. Next one, ONDS, and this will mean a little bit more to those of you that watched the video yesterday, but I talked about that level right there of a key area of support. And you can see that with the pullback today, yeah, it did pull back, but technically speaking, not only is it still above that 787 mark, it didn't even test it. So as of right now, from, again, the overarching standpoint, everything is still perfectly fine. Now, I do understand a matter of perspective. If you're a day trader and you bought right there and your plan was to buy and sell within, 3 minutes, yeah, from that angle, things are looking pretty rough, not so good. But if you care about the overall scope of things, like I said, not only has the price, or not only is the price still above 787, it hasn't even tested it. As far as areas of resistance are concerned, interesting dynamic to watch now moving forward into the coming days right there at that resistance trend line right there. So a nice solid break of that level. Again, no guarantees, but I don't think it takes it out of the realm of possibilities that the price could at least go revisit those highs, if not even push higher. But all in all, good job from an overarching standpoint of consolidating out and working on building a higher base. Next one, NIO, and in my mind, two very well-defined technical levels. So let's first talk about the area of support. And that I think that's where the price bounced off of today. I guess we'll see. Yeah, pretty much perfectly, maybe a little bit below. Yeah, right down there around $5.40. Going back to the history of things, you can see there was a track record of this area behaving as support. Again, like I said, right around 540. And then you look at the opening 30 minutes today, pretty crazy opening 30 minutes, but the price, once again, to give credit's due, bounced very nicely off that. So if the price does come down here, no guarantees that it'll bounce, but is that a valid scenario to throw out there as a possible bounce area? Yeah, absolutely. Again, not guaranteed to happen, but I wouldn't call anybody crazy for thinking that the price could bounce off 540 when it's already happened several times before. And then on the flip side of things, when it comes to areas of resistance, just keep an eye on that purple line right there, that 50 period simple moving average. You can see right there ultimately acted as resistance, and then several times right there acted as resistance. So keep an eye on that if the price does try to bounce. But like I said, I think a couple of very clean-cut technical levels. So let's see how the price continues to behave relative to those levels in the next couple of days. Next one here, looking at NVDA NVIDIA, and to give credit where credit's due, from where the price started off the day down here to where it ultimately worked its way all the way up to. Good solid bounce, but that does lead to the valid question of, is there any sort of genuine power behind this bounce? And I have no idea, but by using charts, we can make answering that question very straightforward. And in my mind, it all revolves around this area right here at 172. Why is 172 important? And I'm not saying this will occur, but for explanation's sake, if the price were to come down here and then behave like that, what would that be doing to the price? That would quite literally be putting the price right back to where it started. And I mean, not to insult your intelligence, but price movements that make very nice bounces and then all of a sudden go right back to where they were, not exactly a sign of genuine strength. Whereas on the flip side of things, if the price were to come down here, behave like that and start to go back up, now all of a sudden, what do you have? Well, you'd have a set of lows right here. You'd have a low right there. And if you envision those as stair-steps, well, now you have stair-steps at least making progress in the upwards direction. Because again, that's what a truly strong move is going to do. Not go straight up, but at least show signs of progress. And in this situation, I'm defining the quote-unquote sign of progress, again, as staying above 172. In terms of levels of resistance, once again, like some of these other ones, keep a close eye on that purple line there, that 50-period moving average. This one just has a massive track record. Rejecting the price, rejecting the price, rejecting the price, rejecting, rejecting, rejecting. So if the price comes up there again, will it be rejected? No guarantees, but that is a level that if the bulls are going to get a bigger turnaround, then that has certainly been a problem area. So if the price, like I said, does go up there, it's just a question of, are the bulls going to be strong enough to break above that area and then stay above it? Real quick, I want to take a break and help you solve a very common problem, and that is the desire to be a day trader, and I'm defining day trader as having unlimited day trades every single day. Because with the pattern day trader rule, you only get those 3 day trades every 5 days. But please be aware there is a market out there and there is a way to enter into this market in a very risk-friendly way, a very low-risk way. But in this market, there's no pattern day trading rule. The market's open 23 hours a day, 6 days a week. So if you're busy, there's time to always find time to trade. But I do also understand if all this sounds a little too good to be true, what's the catch? Totally get it, which is why I say, come swing by my live stream. I live stream Monday through Friday starting at 11 a.m. Eastern. Then I go for a few hours. And this is exactly what I've been doing. So I put my money where my mouth is, and you can see it with your very own eyes. So come swing by the live stream, see it with your very own eyes, and ask me any sort of questions you may have. Next one here, BBAI. And overall, the chart's doing a good job of just maintaining the progress that it made on Monday. So Monday, strong start, came up. Yeah, pulled back a little bit, but has been kind of the theme with this top 10. It has not violated any of the key areas of support. In fact, that 200-period moving average, that pink line, which I talked about in yesterday's video, ultimately has done a fantastic job of holding support. But even if the price were to drop below there, you still have the purple line right there, the 50-period not that far below you. So definitely what seemed to be and what proved out today, nice little support zone down around that area from 597 down to 583. But as of now, as I speak, and like I said, that's why I like to use when the market's still open. Check out the last 30 minutes here. Good, solid green candle, working its way up, with the next potential battleground up there at $6.40. So it's still got more work to be done. That next bit of work that needs to be done is not only breaking above 640, but staying up above it. But anyway, look at it. Yeah, a little bit of a pullback here, but healthy consolidation. Very nice last 30 minutes. So yeah, let's see if this carries into Wednesday. Next one, looking at AEHL. And again, a good solid day. Higher highs and higher lows. Somewhat of a case of deja vu. Yesterday we had a bull pennant that worked out very nicely, and that is exactly what we're looking at once again, another bull pennant. But that is a good thing. When one bull pennant forms after another, that does imply that prices are putting in higher highs and higher lows, and from an overarching trend building standpoint, that is the name of the game. So here is the top part. Oh, wow. Hey, that's why I like to do these last 30 minutes. Check it out. As I speak, actually just got the breakout. So let me just finish up the lower part of the pattern here, and the question is kind of shifting in real time. So there's more so the lower part. So what is the question now? The question going into this, literally like 15 seconds ago, was, okay, let's see if the breakout can happen. Well, the breakout just did happen. So now we transition into being able to ask a very exciting question. Is this the start of something bigger? Now think about that question. It makes no sense to ask if nothing worthwhile is happening, because you would just say, well, is what the start of something bigger? Nothing's happening. But in this situation, something very worthwhile is happening. A breakout has started. So yes, is this breakout the start of something bigger? To be fair, maybe it's not. Maybe this thing just rolls right back over. But again, to be fair, maybe this thing is getting ready to rock and roll and go on another big move in the upwards direction. So the breakout has occurred. Is this the start of something even bigger? We'll see what happens. Next one here, PMCB, and a very interesting scenario here as just kind of a quick little recap of the day. Huge move up, crazy move up, then a nasty, crazy move down. Then all of a sudden the prices at least started to go sideways. Now, don't be, I wish I could say trading was this easy. Just because the price has started to go sideways does not mean for sure guaranteed this thing is getting ready to explode back up. My point here is it's way more valid to throw out this scenario that, okay, maybe this thing is getting ready to try to curl back upwards. Case in point, if the price was still just dropping, and then I'm sitting here saying, hey, it's looking like this could be the bottom, you'd be totally justified to say, wait a second, based on what? The price is literally just dropping straight down. Well, that's not the case here. It has at least started to go sideways. Again, does that mean that it's guaranteed to go back up? No, but is that a valid question to throw out there? Absolutely. So if you like these sorts of situations where you get all sorts of craziness, then you get a nice sideways range, and you get maybe some signs that the price might want to try to curl back upwards. And if you like penny stocks, then certainly keep an eye on it. Next one here, ticker symbol GOOG, Google, and I'm going to go through this quickly because you've already heard me talk about this pattern, and I want to respect your time as much as possible. So here we have the top part of the pattern. Here we have, and this is definitely what I would consider a multi-day bull pennant pattern. So we're going to be looking at multiple days here. In fact, let me just kind of squeeze this down a little bit to make it easier to see. So there we have our area of resistance. Here we have our area of support. There is a big upwards move right here. There is the golf hole down here. So like I said, multi-day bull pennant pattern. It's still a bull pennant, but sometimes bull pennants are just within the same day. Sometimes just within the same, couple hours. But here we're looking at a multi-day one. But at the end of the day, bull pennants are everything I said previously applies. Just because this bull pennant doesn't mean Google is going to keep going up. But if you do like very popular stocks, maybe you're an options trader and you like to play bull pennant patterns, then here you go. Next one, TSLA, and we are now at a very, very interesting level. In fact, I'm just going to get rid of these lines here because from this point of view, you got to think that everybody and their brother's uncle is probably staring at that pink line there, which you now know is that 200 period simple moving average. And the price has been up here very closely. I guess if you want to define that, it's close, but right there. But during the final 30 minutes here, you can see nice green candle, and it is approaching that level. So headed into Wednesday becomes a very valid question. Is the price... Oh, that was a terrible arrow. Wow. There we go. Not much better. But is the price going to be able to push through that level or not? You got to think that's, in my opinion at least, that is the most interesting question to watch moving forward. Now, if it doesn't and it comes back down, does that mean the chart's destroyed? Absolutely not. As long as the price stays above that purple line, then as far as I'm concerned, the chart is doing perfectly fine. Now, if the price were to come down to that purple line and then break down through there, that's where you start to enter into the question of, like the price is gone basically right back where it was. And as I already talked about earlier, price movements that make great moves and then go back to where they were, not exactly a sign of actual genuine strength. So again, not saying that's what's going to occur, but that is why that purple line is relatively important. But as of now, purple line is also pretty irrelevant because the price is actually way closer to potentially battling and breaking that pink line to the upside rather than falling down there through the downside. But all in all, nice day here for Tesla. Very, very nice bounce off that purple line. Now it's getting up towards that pink line. So yeah, let's see if the price can get the break of that 200 period moving average. So that wraps up the top 10 list. Again, if you are sick and tired of the pattern day trend rule, maybe you just want a market that quite frankly moves even better and smoother than the stock market, then definitely check out the link here or just swing by the live stream and watch it with your very own eyes and ask me any questions that you may have. So thanks for hanging out. Make sure you hit that like button and hopefully I'll see you on the live stream.